everyone, and welcome back to Wolf Quest 3, where we are here with our Generation 5 heiress to the Dark Moon Pack, B, who is bringing a lot of light and joy and levity to being a Dark Moon Pack member, actually. In fact, if everything goes to plan in her life and we're able to bite as many bear butts as we end up having pups, then there's a good chance that B might actually rename the Dark Moon. Let's just say there's a big life quest that her ancestors are quite interested in seeing if she completes. But if we want to end up making a whole new change to the Dark Moon and transforming it forever and leaving quite the legacy behind thanks to our wonderful little bee and her new mate Cliff, then we need to get on board with making that legacy. So welcome back, my friends, where we are going to be establishing a lot of territory today and slowly but surely working our way up to the grassy plateaus to the north. I think that Bee really wants to have more like open, expansive places to be able to call home. She was raised by Rosetta primarily in a whole bunch of caves all around the lake, and the lake was really cool, but I think Bee likes being out in the open grass, being able to run through all of the wildflowers. So that's what we're going to focus on with her, and apparently we're about to make another spot of territory. Haha! There is an unclaimed spot of territory right here. But I think B is going to be able just to zip right along. We'll claim a little bit more territory down here while we're here, just because why not? And then we're going to work up and see if we can take over the wide open plateaus, because I think that's going to be excellent for her. And she's having another easy day at life. Let's see if there's anything to smell. But she's having another pretty easy day because she's actually already gone ahead and bitten the butt of a bear last time. So we rolled the dice, and that means that that day and today both get to be easy days for her. And as long as we do not run into any other wolves, then we'll be able to go ahead and keep the setting to easy. But after that, it will change back to normal, like challenging. And if we get attacked by any wolves, if we're invading their territory or they invade our den once we have our den, then she actually has to play on accurate, and we have to roll a dice to see how many days she's stuck on accurate. The hardest setting. Also, what's that? Oh, I think those are some... Yes. It's some elk, but they're all bulls, so we'll ignore them. Alright. We'll just leave a little marking of territory down here, because believe it or not, Bee is actually really eager to go ahead and have her pups. Like, she basically wants to take over just enough territory that she can have her pups, and then she'll take care of everything. She's a little bit of a flighty one, I think, and she likes being bold and kind of taking risks because she's got a little bit of a glib personality. I mean, Rosetta really never bothered with a lot of territory, so I think Bee kind of inherited that from her mom. Oh, look! Food! Okay, we are getting hungry, and it looks like there's actually some elks right over here. I wouldn't mind to go ahead. Let's call our mate over. There he is. Cliff is ready to go. Let's do a little hunting. Let's get to it. Oh, there's a den nearby too. Okay, well that's wonderful, but I want... Oh, no, you don't. We gotta watch out for your mom, but... There's already an elk calf. He couldn't get up out of the snowdrift in time. And actually, Cliff is distracting the mom really well. Look at that. These two are actually really good hunters together. Yeah, that's gonna be food in no time. All right, gotta watch out for mom. She did get us there. And an elk actually did kill Rosetta, but I don't think that like traumatized Bee or really made a big impact on her. Nice! And we already almost found a den. I think the den's actually a little to the south. We might as well, like, discover it. Maybe we'll end up getting driven away by the Crevice Lake pack and have to, like, rush to the south to save our pups. Who knows? Any bears to bite the butts of? No. Oh, hello, Crow. Alright. And I do think the den is actually, like, right down here. Might be worth going ahead and discovering. Okay, actually, it's not. Or maybe that's just a den much further to the south. Well... You know, there's already wolves that have taken over this territory, and it looks kind of rocky, and Bee really wants to, like, go out onto the plains. So we're going to continue our quest to the north. And we'll see if we stumble on any dens there. But she has had enough of being raised in caves. That's what her mom always like claimed as territory. Okay, well, come on. If we're gonna be like practically right on top of a den, then I guess I can't excuse like running away from it. Okay, there's a cougar. We did get attacked by cougars a lot when Bee was a pup. That was a pretty normal thing. Is it like right over here? No. Is it over here? Let's see. Now we're chasing off some deer. Is it down here? I think we're getting closer. Finding dens when I don't know exactly where they are from previous experience, very difficult. Ah, well, let's keep moving. Now, one of the things I do wonder is if you play Iron Wolf, where you can play like year to year and raise more than one generation, do you get to retain all of your knowledge of like previous eras? Because that would be really cool. Like if you could just know, like if you could keep all of your territory too, so you can kind of like advance your territory from day to day, that would be really fun. Or from generation to or like year to year, I mean. All right, come on, Bee. So we've got this spot. We might strengthen it just a little. Like I said, she's not really that interested in these mountain areas. But maybe she does feel a little bit of affinity for them. At least enough to try to claim them in the name of the Dark Moon, since this was where she grew up. And it would be nice to go ahead and show Cliff, like, this is where we used to live. This is where we were raised as a pup. That does seem kind of fitting. All right, Lucky Rabbit's Foot, you're very lucky today. Because we don't really... Oh, bison. She's not afraid of them. I think that she would actually like make a game of howling at them. Huh, Bee's the kind of personality where I could see her trying to chase the bison and get them to like tumble down the cliff. And have a little bison avalanche. Alright. And actually, alright, so the view is kind of nice from up here. I could see her wanting to have like a really high up den. Like if there was a den just way up on top up here. Because it is a nice view. And I could see her wanting to show that off a little bit to Cliff. Alright, is it over here? Look at that. Distant lines of cliffs in the distance. That's one of the things that really struck me when we were at Sloth Creek. It was actually the cliffs. Like the cliffs were really beautiful. Oh, this looks familiar. Alright, I don't think she could help herself. This was definitely where she grew up. So I could see her like wanting to come down and at least show Cliff. Like, yeah, so we were raised around here. See these big giant cliffs? They look really familiar. Maybe not as familiar as I think. In fact, where's McBride Lake? Aspen Heights? Yeah, actually we're really close. Yeah, I could see her wanting to at least show off to Cliff like the den that she was born into. So let's go discover that. And we'll do a little bit of scent marking. Because she does have her pride. And she would want to make sure that like nobody else is really taking over what she considers to be like her family's territory. Alright. We should be like right on top of a couple dens. In fact, here's one right here. So this is one of them. This is where she was raised at. It's actually not a bad den. The view is quite lovely if we decided to go lake views. And then the other den that she was actually raised at is right over here. Oh, do you guys remember when Rosetta and Troyes used to roll around in the grass right here? Oh, my heart. I loved those two. I was just so tired that day, and my exhaustion meant that it was also, unfortunately, exhaustion for our beloved Rosetta, and I wasn't paying attention to the fact it was an accurate challenge day that had been rolled, and we lost her. That will forever remain one of my like most profound, saddest memories of our WolfQuest adventures. Both Generation 4 heirs dying. and having to like really risk their puppies possibly being raised to adulthood or not. All right, let's come on up. Since this is family territory, we'll claim a couple more spots real quick. Yeah, we're almost there. And that will make it easier for her to be able to go ahead and have pups as soon as we get up into the fields. Nice. Yeah, Troyus just paced up and down, up and down, up and down this area, trying so hard for so long to be able to go ahead and actually have a beaver hunt success, and he never was successful. Oh, Troyus, oh, I miss those two. All right, well, let's go up to the north. I mean, we are really close. Should I just go ahead? All right, fine. Since we're here, and B, I think she's actually surprised, because I'm surprised that she's that nostalgic. And I think that she really feels like, you know, she doesn't want to be here, but that doesn't mean that just anybody can flounce into her family territory. All right, we're gonna wiggle this way. Almost there. And then we'll go sharp north and then to the east, because that's where, like, I planned on actually having the puppies, but, you know, a little bit of distraction in the name of family honor is appropriate from time to time. All right, there you go, Bee. Excellent, excellent. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Nice, you guys. We only need 6 more, and we'll probably collect those up as we push our way into Crevice Lake territory, and we create a beautiful new meadow. All right, and while we're on our way up there, we'll stick our nose in the air and see what we can smell. All right, there's some dispersal wolves. We don't want to run into any, like, other wolves at the moment, because this is one of our special easy days for chasing a bear away. And if we end up in any kind of confrontation with another wolf, like we invade their territory and they show up, or they show up in our territory, we lose that easy setting. All right, so we'll avoid that. We're not one for confrontations with Bee. Bison were here in the past. There's apparently a den nearby. Not really where we want to be, though, so... Is that another coyote? There's a lot of coyotes out today. Actually, when we went to Lamar Valley, unfortunately Chips and I did not find wolves. The Montana hunting season had opened the same week, and already like 3 of the wolf pups had been killed by hunters in just like a day. Like, took less than a day. Because people know where to go to find the wolves. It's pretty obvious because they have really familiar patterns, and now you're allowed to put out bait for wolves in Montana as well. So yeah, if you live in Montana, please vote against those things, because it's really sad. So the day we went to Lamar Valley to look for wolves, the pack was actually struggling from the loss of 3 of their pups. 1 pup from the year before, and 2 pups from this year had all been baited and shot, which is very sad. But I mentioned that to you because it's the reality of these wolves here in Yellowstone. I was trying to find this den. I was putting a little bit of effort into it because why not? It'd be nice to just identify it. But that's the reality of life for wolves in Yellowstone. It can be very, very difficult in ways you don't expect, especially when they start interacting with humans. So that actually made me feel really humble about having lost a couple of our wolves last generation. Let's see. I can't find the den, and I know we must be right on top of it. Well, I'm going to ignore it out of complete frustration and dismissal. But that's just something I want you guys to keep in mind, is that we often are like, oh, the grizzlies, the fights between the wolves, but it's really the humans that they need to look out for the most. And we can actually do something about that. We really can. So I hope you guys will think about that carefully. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and let our wild pack of wolves remain pretty wild out here. And Bea really wants to have these pups. So we're gonna let her kind of take off like a shot to the east, or excuse me, the west. Wait. East? East? I'm upside down. This is east, this is west. Yes, okay. Sorry, I was thinking about how I oriented myself when we came here. So we're headed off to the east now so that Bee can go ahead and find the perfect place with open meadows and fewer trees where she wants to go ahead and try to raise her puppies. So if you guys have some ideas on what we could name her upcoming litter, then do please leave those name suggestions down below. Oh, there's a moose! How exciting! We don't need to bite the butt of a moose though. Ooh! However, we can do, whoops, a little bit of howling. Good job, Cliff. Nice. We need to find bear butts to bite now. Is that a bear? No, it's a bunny. But alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to follow along on this and literally thousands more adventures, do please consider subscribing. But most importantly, my friends, stay curious. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.